Andy, you know all about a British record fee at the time. Newcastle to Liverpool, £35 million. Talk to me a little bit about that, because Newcastle is such a special club, and it means so much to the fans, to the people of the city of Newcastle, but also to the players. How was it for you when you found out, this is it? I'm the guy. I'm going to one of the biggest clubs, in the land. What were the emotions like?
For me personally, being from Newcastle, it was one of them things where I didn't really want to leave, didn't want to go. And it was a tough one when I did go. But for Isak, he's not from Newcastle, so he can do and act how he's acting now. And think it's acceptable, where for me, I never acted any way I wanted to stay. And that it's a big move for him. And the way he's playing his cards at the minute, the Newcastle fans are not going to back him, and he's not going to help himself, which is a shame, really, because he's such a good player.
Alexander Isac, to seal Liverpool move amid belief Newcastle will sign. £200,000 a week replacement striker, Newcastle United are confident they can persuade. A Champions League winning striker to join the club, a move that would in turn unlock Liverpool's pursuit of Alexander Isac. The Premier League. Champions have even placed a deadline on the transfer. The situation has intensified since. Team Talk's transfer insider Fraser Fletcher revealed on July 24th that Isak had informed Newcastle of his desire to leave and sign for Liverpool. Since then, the Swedish forward has trained separately from the first team, vacated his Newcastle residence, and was absent from the Magpies' Premier League opener at Aston Villa. Isak is understood to already have a verbal agreement with Liverpool. The Reds previously saw an offer worth £110 million, €127.2 million, $148.5 meters, plus add-ons rejected by Newcastle, but sources suggest they are preparing a fresh bid. However, the Merseyside club will only act once Newcastle secure a replacement. Eddie Howe reportedly plans to operate with 2 strikers this season, meaning the Carabao Cup holders are searching for more than one forward. One of their main targets is Yoane Wissa, with the Brentford attacker eager to make the switch to St. James Park. Another option is Goncalo Ramos of Paris Saint-Germain, who has re-emerged on their shortlist. According to the Daily Mail and journalist Graham Bailey via TBR, intermediaries have told Newcastle that a deal for the Portuguese striker is possible. Ramos, 24, is not agitating for a departure from PSG, but Newcastle believe they may be able to tempt him away. PSG are thought to want around €80 million, £69 million, $93.6 million, while the player would seek wages of roughly £200,000 per week, Bailey explained to TBR. Newcastle are determined to find a replacement for Isak and have looked into Nicholas Jackson, Jorgen Strand Larsen, and Samuel Gaha. Ramos has always been admired, even before he joined PSG, and he remains on their radar. But realistically, pulling off such a move looks very difficult right now. He has rejected several clubs already this summer, although intermediaries think there's still a slim chance. Despite that uncertainty, Newcastle are convinced they will eventually land a new striker, which in turn would allow Isak to complete his desired switch to Anfield. Liverpool have already brought in Hugo Ekitike this summer, though insiders stress that Isak has always been Arne Slot's #1 target. The Reds only pushed forward with a deal for Ekitike after Newcastle dismissed their first approach for Isak. Still, Liverpool are unwilling to let negotiations drag on indefinitely. Journalist Sacha Tavolieri reported on X that the Premier League's champions have set a firm deadline. Liverpool FC won't wait forever for Alexander Isac, even though he remains the top priority. If no agreement is reached with Newcastle by next week, the Reds will move on to other targets. David Ornstein of The Athletic echoed the sentiment, telling NBC Sports, "This feels very much in the balance. Perhaps after Liverpool and Newcastle face off on August 25th, we'll know more about which way it will go. But what's clear is that Isak definitely wants the move to Liverpool." Meanwhile, Liverpool are managing their own squad adjustments. One current player has gone public with his intention to remain at Anfield, despite the club being open to moving him on before the window shuts. In addition, the champions have accepted a £25 million bid from a fellow Premier League side for one of their younger prospects. Paving the way for his exit, Virgil van Dijk delivers verdict on $265 million. Liverpool arrivals and issues Federico Chiesa message. Liverpool. Captain Virgil van Dijk has given his thoughts on the club's high-profile summer signings after they helped the Reds edge pass, with Federico Chiesa scoring the decisive late goal. The Dutch defender admitted he has been impressed with both Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ekitike, who together cost the club around $265 million, £195 million, but also stressed that there is still plenty more to come from the pair. Both players have already made an impact across preseason, the Community Shield, in the Premier League opener. Wirtz, snapped up from Bayer Leverkusen in a deal worth up to $158 million, £116 million with the Dons, says immediately looked like the elegant playmaker Liverpool hoped he would be. Van Dijk believes the 21-year-old is already showing signs of living up to his price tag. I think he was pretty tired near the end, which just shows the physical demand of the Premier League, Van Dijk said. But his quality on the ball, his dribbling, his vision, it's all there. He's settled in really well, and I'm sure there's much more to come. There's still a lot of hard work ahead, but that's what playing for Liverpool is all about. I've got no doubt he will be a big success here. Ekitike has also made a strong start in Liverpool red. The French striker netted his first competitive Anfield goal against Bournemouth and provided the assist for Cody Gakpo's strike. Van Dijk admitted he did not know too much about Ekitike before his arrival, but has been pleasantly surprised. I'm glad he scored 2 and 2 already. Of course, he was also a bit tired when he came off, but that's normal with the intensity here. He just needs to keep working, scoring, creating goals, and contributing defensively too. Fitted into the squad brilliantly. Strikers live off goals, but he can help us in so many ways. The Liverpool skipper added that the young forward must remain focused and not get carried away with early praise. He has to keep his head down and keep improving. It's still early days, but I'm excited to see what this season holds for him. While much of the focus has been on Liverpool's record-breaking spending, it was actually Federico Chiesa, the club's other summer recruit, who made the match-winning difference against Bournemouth. Signed in a quieter deal during Arne Slot's first transfer window, the Italian winger has had to be patient for opportunities, but his late strike at Anfield underlined the value he could bring as the season unfolds. Arsenal appear to have edged ahead of Manchester United in the pursuit of Lee Kang-in. With fresh reports shedding light on the Paris Saint-Germain attacker's future, the South Korean international, primarily a right winger, rose through Valencia's academy ranks and went on to feature 62 times for the Spanish side before joining Mallorca on a free transfer in August 2021. After 2 seasons there, PSG secured his services in July 2023, paying around €22 million. Since arriving in France, Lee has contributed 13 goals and 11 assists across 86 appearances. Notably, 7 of those goals and 6 assists came last term as PSG clinched an extraordinary quadruple, finally adding the Champions League trophy to their collection. Despite that success, Lee is now weighing up his future. According to Caught Offside, the 24-year-old is seriously considering a move away before the September 1st transfer deadline, with the desire for more consistent minutes driving his decision. Arsenal, Man Utd, and Napoli are all tracking developments closely. But Mikel Arteta's side are the only ones so far to make direct contact through sporting director Andrea Berta. Arsenal see Lee as a player with the technical quality to flourish in the Premier League. PSG are also said to be open to negotiating if a fair proposal lands on their table. Lee's current deal runs till June 2028, but he has already turned down the chance to extend, preferring instead to listen to offers from abroad.